Okay, so I mean, I was content with leaving this channel, to be honest with you. But you know, I I feel like I want to make a video, um, and this isn't really going to be at all similar to any of my other videos. It's kind of a bit of a problem I've recently found, especially with YouTube and content creation in particular, and it stems with AI, sort of comedy videos. I say comedy with bracket marks, because to be honest with you, I'm struggling to see where a lot of this is comedic, if that makes sense, and I just didn't realize how bad it was. Um, and I've got six compilation videos, which I've found. Didn't take me very long to find them. Just basically search AI compilation, and these will be there, recommended freely by YouTube. And I think there is to be honest with you, I think there's a very big racism push by these videos that I think I will get to probably at the end of the video in particular. But I think more importantly, the ideas that these videos are pushing are just easier to push because there's no person to sort of, you can do it without really having to expose yourself, right? It doesn't take much to make these videos. AI does it for you. And I think these are really concerning videos. So personally, at least, I don't think this one, at the very least, the first one, I don't think you can argue is concerning. So I'm going to play it. I'm going to pause it afterwards, and I do want to quickly touch on it because I have some slight strong feelings on it, to be honest with you. Okay.
Hey guys, what's the most white part about us?
Our master.
Okay, so yeah. So when I saw that one, I knew I needed to do some. I wanted to do something about it, and obviously I can't really do that much. But I felt, regardless of anything, I want to make a video on it because I think it's surprisingly a very harmful thing. I think is getting pushed by these, and this is the worst one I've seen, to be honest with you. But some have been pretty bad. And obviously, I think the main reasons why this one's as bad as it is, for me personally, while when I was looking at it, I just didn't believe I saw that because I get comedy is subjective. I do understand that, and I think you can find edgy humor, you can find dark humor funny, and that is 100% okay. 100%. And I don't think that should ever be something that's limited. Comedy is subjective. That's the whole point of it. What I don't understand is how this is comedy. That's my issue with it, because it doesn't really have a joke. There's no punchline. There's no real sort of, you get what I mean? It's sort of just, it's trying to say, the joke is, right? The joke, again in bracket marks, as you saw, black people in a cotton field, I assume, I mean, it's hard to tell with AI, who are, well, they made a joke about their, what's the most white part about us? Our owners. And then they started laughing about that. And I don't really, I feel like there's a small part of me who's like, maybe I'm overreacting to this. And if I am sorry, but it doesn't, I also don't think I am. I know I'm not someone who should be directly sort of offended by it, but I'm also making this video to sort of showcase, if that makes sense, because my main issue with this is it's trying to say, in a way, they were kind of happy back then. And I'm all for saying that this was a bad attempt at making, a dark joke, a joke that potentially could have been funny, but they really messed it up, partially because AI really isn't that good right now. It looks, pretty damn realistic, but it's not perfect. But the part that's, really important for comedy is the joke, the bit that's meant to be funny, not how realistic the comedy is. So that's the bit I would say this could do with some work on. And I personally don't see why it's really funny. I don't see the joke. Again, maybe I'm being a little bit too woke here, but I don't know. I think making a video, asking AI to make a video of black people in the, I assume is what, late 1800s, early 1900s, making jokes about their white masters, not even in a bad way. They're not taking the piss out of white people. That's the thing. There's no joke. I'm gonna replay it, but there is no joke.
Hey guys, what's the most white part about us?
Our master.
Like, what's the funny? I'm really struggling to understand that, because there's nothing there that's even, there's not even a setup for a joke. They're wearing white shirts. I mean, it doesn't even make any sense. It's very odd. It's surely I'm not going insane with this, right? This is bad. This is really bad. You can't just make a video like this. This is horrific. Again, I'm fully aware that this could just be, done with okay intention, and it wasn't necessarily meant to be bad, but I'm almost certain a white guy made this, which, at the end of the day, I think if you're going to make jokes like this, which you are entitled to do, you need to do them well, and I don't think AI right now is the right sort of tool to be making jokes about like a really sensitive issue. There's one actually I remember which is on the same level, which is coming up in a bit. I'm going to probably not talk about these next ones as much, but I think this one for me is one of the main issues I have with this. I don't see how this is funny. It just feels quite racist and odd. But by all means, there's more.
That's a tornado. We might die.
So this one's
How do
alright.
you feel about that?
Say less.
See, that's my other issue with this AI comedy as well. I will touch on it. It's not nearly as bad as the actual racist stuff. Nowhere near as bad. I'm not gonna even try to compare it, because that would be stupid, obviously. My main issue with these is they're very one tone, if that makes sense. I think what comedy does really well is most of the time it's a lot of layers, right? But it's because of the fact humans can do that really easily, it's digestible and fun. What you have here with this, this video, it's trying to compile a bunch of ideas into a single sort of quite simplistic format. So you've got this giant fucking tornado, you've got a kid vlogging, and you've got a fucking grandpa. And yeah, it looks surprisingly good, 100% it does. But the entire joke is the grandpa wants to die. And that can be really funny, right? Like, that's morbid humor, that's great. The issue is, it doesn't go anywhere. This is all the video is. It's just the kid telling him, "Oh, grandpa, look, there's a tornado." The grandpa going, "I'm gonna run into the tornado." And then it ends. And personally, call me crazy on this, I don't think that's funny. Comedy's subjective, but
I think these fellas.
and then
want
this
some
one was
fresh water,
horrific
not
as well.
today. Go get a job.
I get it's trying to take the piss out of, like, that whole influencer thing about, like, going to impoverished countries. There were influencers that did that. Granted, they never did anything that bad, nowhere near it, but they still did do bad things. In comparison, they look like saints, but obviously this is AI. What I am confused about is, like, again, what is the joke? I get the idea, I understand the idea, but again, is the joke that these guys aren't going to get water? Because I get that, again, comedy can be really subjective, but you know, there are ways of doing a joke like that that come across as funny, but also not mean. Because you can make jokes all you want, and that's completely fair. Again, I cannot express enough. I am fully for people having their own independence when it comes to making jokes, because that is the most important thing, really, in general. But the issue is, the joke is these guys aren't going to get water, and the guy just told them to get a job. It's done by AI, so it's not funny. If it wasn't done by AI, it could be kind of funny. There could be layers of satire, but because of how like flat it is, the delivery and everything to do with it, it's just very mean-spirited, and that's why it doesn't work. You need to have irony. You need to have identifiable irony at that. Identifiable, sorry, not identical. You need to be able to tell that something is fully serious and when something is, you know, a little bit more lighthearted. And the issue is when you touch on sensitive topics, you need to be really mindful of that. And my issue with AI being used for it, I think, is kind of fair. I don't think that's the right idea, because AI isn't really able to be sensitive on topics. These videos, whilst they are impressive visually, they fail at being funny. Which, for me personally, is the main part of why, you know, comedy is good, right? I'm trying to stop
If your
waffling.
name is Mohammed and you're brown, no ID is needed.
When do I get £5,000 and an iPhone?
I mean, that one is alright. I will be honest. That one was alright. A lot of these are really weirdly racially motivated, by the way. I'll show you, as you go on, you'll see more and more of these, but a lot of these have racial jokes. And again, you can do racist jokes, you can do racial jokes 100%, but they have to be, again, done by people. I don't think it's that hard to ask, because I'm just repeating the same points, but you need people, because you need people who are able to do and be able to be satirical and in presentable ways, and doing it with AI can lead to it looking very bad.
Bro, I used AI to write my whole paper. Bruh, you are AI.
I mean, that one was pretty harmless, actually. I just didn't understand why the teacher was behind them in a school desk. But besides that, at least it wasn't racist. This one was pretty horrible as well.
Nika. Come on, you're almost there. I know you want it. There you go, just a little bit closer.
I just got.
Oh god, that one is fucking horrific. I'm going to talk about that one when we talk about that one, but yeah, this one, I think I'm not going to say what he's saying, but I wonder if subtitles help us out. You know, I don't know. Maybe I really don't want to like upload this and then have people go, "You're overreacting to this. This isn't that bad." But am I crazy for saying this is just really wrong? It's giving people who are, you know, at the very worst, racist and have other, you know, extremist views on others. At the very best, it's people who are doing it because they think it's, you know, a joke, and they don't understand that AI can't really do this kind of humor. I think you can do AI comedy, 100% you could, but I think right now it's because AI is still limited. You can't do stuff like this. And the next one is a great example of it, because again, it could be done with fine intention. No, I don't even think that one could be done with good intention. We'll get on with it. It's pretty horrific. This one, it all depends on context, right? We don't have context, so I'm assuming the worst. And I want to try to keep an open mind with some of these, but it is hard, right? And I get funny, right? You know, the racial stereotype of watermelon being what black people love, right? Again, it's not something that's new. It's been done a lot, and it can be sometimes, you know, pretty funny, right? Just think This is crossing a line.
Here, Nika. Here, Nika. Come on. You're almost there. I know you want it. There you go. Just a little
I
bit
don't know what the fuck this shit is, by the way. It's some fucking like eldritch abomination. It's horrific.
closer.
I just got here in Israel.
Okay, so yeah, this one I would prepare yourself. This one is genuinely horrific. I fucking hate it. I genuinely have never wanted to like punch someone in an AI video before, but you know, here we are.
Got here in Israel. It's almost time for the fireworks, y'all. The ghetto, y'all. Happy 4th of July.
So basically, the joke is, Lamau, guys, Gaza's getting blown up. XD, funny. There's a reason why no one is making jokes about what's going on in Palestine unless you are a horrific human being, because even the most edgy of edgelord comedians know there is a line you don't cross. Granted, again, I am sure this was some edgy child who has somehow managed to get themselves these AI video making software. I don't know how the fuck you make these. I don't really want to ever know, but I'm sure it's some, immature individual that has made this. But one, even if you made this video by yourself, right? And it was, it was in real life. And, even if you didn't actually go to anywhere near what's happening there, you made a video mocking it, essentially. Even if it was done in a slightly odd way, the way they've done it here, that still, I don't think anyone can argue with me when I say I think that is just wrong. This is the only one I am certain people can't argue with me on. And I think the rest of these are just like, I'm trying to build a case, if you will, which I will explain at the end. But hopefully this one doesn't really need explanation as to why it's horrific. Yeah, I have no words. It's just awful. Anyone trying to make light of what's happening over there while it's still happening, especially, is a unique form of cowardice. But not only that, it's just immaturiveness, and it's fucking deplorable. So, yeah.
Where the fuck is my salad?
Bitch, I know damn well you ain't order no salad. You look like you just escaped from the aquarium with your blubber.
Hey guys, what's the most white part?
Oh, this one's in there too. Great. I didn't even know that. I mean, this one isn't, I don't have an issue with. If this is what they're going to do for AI videos, please make fun of fat white men, by all means. I really don't care. That is not a group I have any care about defending. That's chill.
Hey guys,
please stop this.
What's the most white part about us?
I don't want to watch this. This genuinely makes me fucking cry. It's awful.
I just don't think you're a good fit.
You ain't even fit through the doorway with your blubber whale, 2-ton, thick neck, beanbag looking no ass.
Again, it's fairly harmless, right? Again, I already didn't have an issue with those kind of videos. I think, again, my main issue is with AI videos, even if they do it decently, I can think of many creators who do the exact same thing, but just much more like well put together and produced with more, ingenuity and creativity. Not even just creators. You can go to you could go to like a fucking pub comedian, and they could make more original shit than all of these AI videos. Even the good ones, they aren't original. They are just passable jokes because AI can do a pretty flat tone with it and still get away with it. Anyway,
You're stinking up the whole bus, man. What is that smell?
Granny, please. That smell is your body decomposing. Time for the grave.
Again, it's fairly harmless. Oh, this I didn't know this was here. This could be awful.
You need to get up. Dark folks sit at the back.
I ain't getting up. I'm standing on business.
Look,
Here, Nika.
Should I really be, am I someone who's, able to, personally, I don't know what the fuck I'm on about. I don't believe you could do this with good intention, right? Like, How do you make an AI generated video of Rosa Parks refusing to get up and give her seat to a white person, and a defining act that would really shape the course of one of the greatest civil rights movements in history, really. I don't really understand what the thought process would be to go, you know what I want to do to honor this great person and their noble act. I'm gonna make an AI generated video of it. Why? Why? Why is that the thing you want to do with that? I'm genuinely so curious as to why people would want to do that. Because what do you gain out of doing that, really? I mean, it's certainly not respectful. It's not a tribute, because it looks like ass. You could be doing it with best intention, but it looks terrible. Like, besides, Rosa here, background characters look like they've just seen like a fucking poltergeist. They look horrifically deformed, and you could make a reenactment of this in real life and it would be far more respectful. But no. So that's why I refuse to believe this was done with respect. For some reason they put those two emojis, which is I feel also a little bit odd, but that's nitpicking, in fairness. That's not a good video to have me recommended. I just want to get through these, man. These are pain.
Excuse me, do you work here?
Nope, I'm just walking around wearing a f***ing uniform.
See what I mean, right? That's a half okay joke, right? But just go watch any YouTuber short YouTuber comedy wise who does that kind of thing, because there are so many. You get a much better review. Like, look at this, right? You hear the guy's response, right? This is the bit that's meant to be funny. It's meant to be sarcastic, right? And again, it's sarcasm's done a lot, but you can still do some stuff with it. This is what AI does with it.
Excuse me, do you work here?
Hear the tone.
Nope, I'm just walking around wearing a f***ing uniform.
You hear the tone. The tone quite literally just doesn't shift. It's the exact same tone throughout the whole thing. It says the exact same thing. The same tone. The thing is with sarcasm is you're meant to change. You're meant to change your voice. You're meant to make it seem as if you're taking the piss out of the person. This isn't sarcasm. This is just like someone who doesn't understand how fucking planet Earth works. It's horrific. It's a decent joke. It's not racist, which I appreciate, but aside from that, why would you watch this instead of watching an actual creator? Beyond this, I want to know people who actually watch these videos. Do they genuinely like them? How much enjoyment do you get out of this?
Nope, I'm just walking around wearing a f***ing uniform.
What do you get out of that? It's terrible. And there's another one of these ones. I don't the cop ones. There's a few of these. I don't quite know. I think for that one we saw the previous one with the cop one. I think that one is just bad, undeniably. But this one, I guess, isn't as bad. I don't mind it when it's I think when it's done well. Again, just people in real life have done it way better. By the way, just gonna say that again. It's fine. Because it's it's making a mockery of something that is a serious issue, but it's doing it in a way where it's attacking the right people. It's not attacking victims, which is kind of the point of doing something like that. Because the other one was, if anything, was just attacking black people, which is a bit odd, but by all means. This one isn't that bad.
Here's your bowl with black beans.
He just shoots it, which is pretty obvious.
Lovely.
Again, it's not that good, but it's
Time for your
not that awful, I
medication,
suppose.
Mr. Smith.
This one's funny because he says "fuck off." Lamau.
When's my gooning session?
You guys get it? Because an old guy would not say, "When's my gooning session?" That's the whole joke. You could fucking get get Nigel Farage, the Nigel Farage Fiverr videos, and they are infinitely more funny than these because it is an old fucking person saying all of this new gen humor. You want to watch videos of old people saying new gen humor? Go watch the Nigel Farage videos. Fuck Nigel Farage, by the way. But at the very least, it's real. You don't get anything out of that video. It's just not useful. This one you can predict. It's another gun because it's fucking Americans. Again, you wouldn't expect it because grandmas wouldn't usually shoot a gun. Because, you know, grandmas are usually portrayed as being quite nice and chill. So you wouldn't expect that. It's quirky. It's interesting, right? No. It's actually not. I think a grandma being aggressive or, you know, angry or you should like gangster granny, for instance, the David Walliams book. I think it's a trope that's been overdone, if anything. Again, these ones aren't necessarily awful. My issue with them is just they're not good. So we're touching on two issues. One I think is much more severe, and I think the other one is less severe, but I still think it's worth talking about with these AI videos.
Door, it won't
and this
open.
one
I've been trying to get in the back door for years. Now you know how I feel.
So I mean, that's just I don't know what to say really. It's just like funny Lamau because he's talking about sex, XD, old man talking about sex. But it's, you know, you could, what gain do you get from this video? Does this video make you laugh? It's not even like a funny joke. It's just like the most dry dad joke in existence. It's like funny about it. I don't get it. This one was really good because it had them crying at #1. So
what's the last?
This is really gonna inspire you. All right.
What's the last thing that made you cry?
Pepper spray.
Like that. This one I don't dislike. I think this one is fine. If you're gonna do a video on this, I think this is okay because it's, again, I wish it was an AI, and I still think it's much worse with it being AI, but it's a fine enough skit I could see someone in real life doing, and people have done really similar ones, and it's not a bad one. I don't have any issue with this at all. I think this is fine because I'm not even going to explain it, but this isn't anywhere near as bad as some of the others. I mean, that wasn't necessary, but all right.
Coffee or tea, sir?
Tea, please. Thank you.
Not correct, sir. This is coffee.
I mean, all that is just like low random moment XD because usually, I feel like a fucking broken record saying this, but usually, guys, the joke is for all of these, this person wouldn't normally do that. That makes it funny. Laugh. Who does this appeal to? Surely, like, fetuses don't find these funny because they're not even jokes. They're not, like...
Here's your change, sir.
They're not... So who does it... Because they would much rather watch, like, some actual brain rot. These aren't... These ones specifically, I'm sure there are AI generated videos that more lean like the brain rot stuff, but these aren't, right? These are not brain rot. They are way too bland for that kind of thing. So, you know, like, fetuses aren't watching this. So who is? That's another question I think is worth
And would you
posing.
like to donate a penny to save children?
Absolutely not.
It's fine. I guess, like, what Lamau, Amish people hate sick, like, dying children. Lamau. But, yeah. What does that really do, right? Like, the reason why skit comedy works on YouTube is because it's constantly, like, you know, evolving, and it's up to date with modern times, right? And it's, you know, it keeps in date with the current topics and makes it more interesting. The problem with AI doing it is it just takes what other people have already done and does it worse. That's about all it does. I'm sure this joke has been done hundreds of times. I can remember hundreds of times someone's done it. Like, you know, done a video where, you know, it's gone, would you like to donate and round it up to give money to charity? And it's a skit video and someone's gone, no, I don't want to do that. And then it's been, you know, it's gone further than that even, which is actually makes it more interesting and more funny. All this is him just saying no because he doesn't want to donate a penny to charity. Yeah, the guy would come across as an asshole, but it's not really that funny. It's just a guy saying he doesn't want to donate to charity a penny. So, yeah, I again, the joke isn't really anything. It's just stale. And you know it's bad if they have to put the fucking like Vine FUD boom sound into it as well as the skull emoji.
Grandma, is it cool if I have a guy over tonight? Another one?
The only difference between you and a rooster is a rooster says cock-a-doodle-doo and you say any cockle-doo, fucking tramp.
Like Lamau, grandmas wouldn't usually call their daughter, like their granddaughter, a whore. You get the joke, it's funny. Again, that can be a good joke, but it's so tone deaf. It's just boring. It's just like abusive words that can be really funny. Because it's AI, it's not funny. It's just a weird way of doing it. It just sounds, even for a, you know, a joke that can be really mean-spirited, it just sounds like it just, I can't explain it. It sounds just hateful. And I don't mind jokes being hateful, but the way that AI does it doesn't work for this kind of video. I don't think I'm that crazy for saying this one. This one again. I don't mind playing into racial stereotypes. I think again that's type of joke I think people are allowed to enjoy and find funny. I just don't believe making AI do racial stereotypes is funny, because I think, again, as I pointed out many times, I'm rambling on a lot here, but making racial stereotype like videos is fine if you're making jokes about it. That I really have no issue with, because again, people are allowed to, comedy is very subjective, but AI can't do that kind of thing because it just literally isn't capable of doing them. So you see what I mean? That it comes across as the wrong way anyone who is making jokes would want, because I'm a person who really likes that kind of humor, really dark, sometimes racial joke humor. And despite that, again, I am like quite a fucking woke person, as the I'm not gonna say as the young'uns say. That sounds like funny. I'm not that old. I shouldn't be saying that shit yet. Preferably never, but I don't trust myself enough. But again, I find that kind of thing quite funny. But it works when it's a person, not when it's AI, because AI can't do it. I feel like a broken record.
You will end up scammer like your brother.
Lamau, because Indian people be scammers. XD.
What do you think of my skills?
Honestly, I prefer you in the kitchen.
I should have married your brother.
You know, like, with all due respect, have any of these videos, you know, I'm just gonna pose a little question. Have any of these videos made you laugh? Just a slight chuckle, just in any way made any sort of emotion besides just boredness, I guess, or no, that says that wasn't great. But I don't know. I think these videos are very odd. It's the final one.
Why do you smell good? Get out of my house unless you learn smell bad and scam people for Apple gift cards.
Again, these aren't bad, but my main, like, say my main issue, but like an issue I have with these is, why are you making these with AI? Because I don't mind, again, that kind of humor, but if you're not brave enough to actually make jokes like that, and you need to use AI to make jokes like that, that kind of signals to me that you feel like it's wrong to make jokes about that kind of thing. And that's just cowardice. That's all that is. I think that's going to be a main issue we're going to see. Because AI videos are going to get more and more popular, you're going to see people make AI videos that are completely and wildly just wrong and offensive and horrific. But because, again, it's an AI that makes it, people don't really have any involvement besides, I guess, uploading it. Even then, an AI could do that by certain points. I'm sure they probably already fucking can. So, in fact, they almost certainly can. So, I don't know. I'm gonna pose the question at the end. I need to stop going ahead.
Holy shit, that looks like yours? No, mine is still in the yard.
Okay, if I can travel to outer
Again, I don't know what to say.
space,
Sorry,
it would
but,
be
you know,
planet
what's the
Mars.
funny?
Wow, that's awesome. But
Again, I think, like, I remember watching this bit, instantly, like, okay, guys, yes, I reckon, you know what, I reckon he's going to make fun of her shirt. I instantly thought, you know, it's going to be the shirt, right? Like, in these videos, every single person has one, like, defining character trait, and that's it. And that can be funny, but when it's done in such a bland way, it's fucking awful.
I think you should explore Planet Fitness first.
Save some for the rest of us.
There's watermelon and Ozempic
The
over
fuck
there for
happened to
you.
the
Sir, have you
thing?
been
What?
drinking? Do you think I'd take this woman home sober?
Fair enough. Have a good
Lamau, because she's fat. XD.
night, sir.
I asked for no veggies on my burger. How hard is your job?
And how hard is it for you to eat a piece of lettuce every other decade, you old moo-moo Santa Claus Thomas the choo-choo train, bitch?
Sir, please take off your...
I'm just pausing just to reevaluate life choices a bit, and then I'm just gonna. But we're nearly done. I'm almost finished.
Mask. Oh. Sir, I asked you to take off your mask.
We don't need to talk about that. I would say for some of them, I think it is more likely, and I think even then, my main point is I don't think AI can do these type of videos, but yet I think people should be really cautious about these type of videos, because I think encouraging it is going to lead to a lot of problems, especially later down the line. And I think overall, I think the type of people who are going to be uploading these videos are people I'm very interested in, because I'm sure a decent part of them are just people who don't understand that these don't work. But I do believe that there are people who are doing this with sinister intent. I refuse to believe otherwise. And at the very least, if they aren't, people are going to. And this will become a very serious issue very soon. And I haven't realized it till now. But yeah, I think this sort of AI comedy, comedy again with inverted commas, could be the spell of a very dark age on YouTube in general, if I'm being honest. So not just YouTube, the internet really. I mean, for fuck's sake, Britain's gone into fucking hissy fit about trying to lock down the internet so children don't get exposed to porn, which is a really, really smart decision and totally isn't being done so the government can control what you see about the Gazan genocide that's currently happening in Gaza, funnily enough, towards Palestinians from Israelis. It's definitely not why that's happened. No, it's to protect little Timmy from seeing. You know, that's the whole reason. Anyway, that's not the subject here. I just wanted to touch on that. So if you see this, try to have a nice time. Try to be kind to people. Yeah, I'm sorry if this was a waste of time video-wise, but yeah, if I fucked up on this, I apologize, but I just felt it was worth talking about regardless. So hopefully I've either shedded light or I've embarrassed myself. I don't know. Either way, we'll find out. I think a couple of these videos are undeniably bad. So no, I'll leave it at that. 45 minutes. Fun. Epic. Okay. Bye.